like I started before, that if somebody is interested in meeting a single lady, let's say you are the one that someone is interested in meeting and they're outside of the country, you are in North America, how would you see that suggestion that you should meet and have a talk with this person? This person is also interested in getting married, and say as a single lady, you're interested in getting married. Is there anything wrong with that introduction? Is there anything wrong with having a discussion with that person to see if they are a suitable, someone that one would consider a suitable partner? Or would you just shut down that idea?
No, I would certainly have the conversation. No, I see nothing wrong with having the conversation. You know, no one is saying commit to anything. We're just saying meet this person and talk. You talk to people every day, so I see no reason. I see no reason the conversation shouldn't be hard.
Right. And I'm thinking that if I told a girl this kind of thing, like I've told some people, like right now
Mm-hmm.
we have Richard on the phone, and Richard is he is looking for a wife. And then the person says, no, 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 no. As I live in Canada, you cannot introduce me to someone who is living in Dubai. Or okay, so they ask, does he have residency in Canada? Does he have any? And I'm like, no, he lives in Dubai. So is it suggesting that I move to Dubai? No, he's okay. He's happy to move to Canada. And then their antennas go up, like, no, 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 no. I'm not interested in meeting that person. Maybe they want to just use me for documentation. They want to use me for their papers so that they can have residency in Canada.
Yeah, frankly, my antenna would go up.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I still would have the conversation. My antenna would go up because there's so many reasons to this. So I'm saying, so we can't, there's so many, I'm just saying this as a layer. But you have already told me that this person is also interested in coming to Canada. Whether we like it or not, it puts a different light. Yeah, and I'm going to think, oh, would this person also want this? But regardless, I would have the conversation because it's just a conversation. So I would have the conversation here.
Some people don't want to do that because they feel like it's going to make them, they feel shy about it because they feel, some ladies don't want to do that because they might feel shy about it. Like, no, it's going to make me look desperate. Like, why would I be interested in meeting and talking with someone who I don't even know? You're introducing me to someone in another country, and yet you're asking me to meet them and talk with them. If I show any kind of interest in that, doesn't that make me now look desperate?
If speaking with someone outside the country makes you look desperate, the people you are speaking with within Canada, do you also look desperate? Speaking, I'm
No,
trying to tie desperation with speaking, just having a conversation with someone. I'm trying to see where that comes from.
because if
Okay,
you're
okay. You know,
single and
when people
unmarried,
are of marriageable age
yes,
and
you shouldn't be
someone is trying to
ashamed to,
introduce you,
yeah.
um,
Yeah.
really is not something to be ashamed of, but realistically,
Well,
people have that mindset.
what do you mean
People have that
realistically?
mindset. Um, um, I'm just talking about some people's reality, and I'm speaking this out of a few experiences from people that I've heard. People have this mindset that um, I don't want to meet someone through someone I know. I've met a lot of females like that. I
Because
just, uh,
What reason do they
um,
give?
I don't even ask sometimes. When something doesn't sound too good to me, I don't go further. That's how I am. I just look at you and I'm okay, you know. But definitely, we all grow our network by association. That's what people don't get to know. But there are people with that mindset. They feel someone close to me because he will ask you questions about me. I don't want you to be a middleman in a relationship. There are people, a lot of females, unfortunately, have a mindset of what they want, and it's not always real. Some people have this mindset of just bring your guy, and then everybody gets to wow about it. There are lots of female like that. And there are lots of people that feel someone is introducing someone to me. Why? People have that mindset. So if I'm talking about people from this part of the world, unfortunately, a lot of females, especially this new generation, are not mentally developing themselves. I really want to put it this way because it's different from physical development. A lot of people they don't think well. I have discussions with people almost every day, new sets of people, because of some of the things I do on the side. I do some sales. And when you come in contact with people and you're meeting 3-4 people giving you the same kind of answers, it makes me wonder if
If they are thinking
something
for
is wrong
themselves
with
at
me
all.
most times, because no, I believe they're thinking for themselves, but I start doubting myself because I'm seeing people with the same kind of mindset. Maybe it's my environment actually, over and over and over again. And it looks like I'm the odd one out. And
Okay.
the smart thing I do is to shut up and just watch.
Okay, I
But it
wanted to answer Easy concerning what you just said last. See, there's a bandwagon effect mentality in today's world because of the pervasiveness of social media.
Social media.
There's a bandwagon effect. In fact, it's one of the major problems of social media. There's a herd mentality. Do you understand? In especially amongst our young people, because they want to follow trends, they want to follow what is happening, they want to quote what one popular person said.
Or maybe they've been bombarded too much by the same idea.
And live their life by the prescriptive nature of what those people said.
Exactly,
So
I believe
this problem. So don't be surprised, Easy. But going back and talking about the issue of people not being receptive to being introduced to other people, only if they could just take a moment to think that there are only two ways you meet people. You meet them by yourself, and you meet them by being introduced to you by other people. Those are the two ways you meet people. If there's any other way, someone should tell me. Those are the only two ways you meet people. You meet them by yourself, by accident, by plan, by whatever, by providence, or somebody introduces you to them at every point, maybe workplace, restaurant, this party, event, anyhow. But those are the two ways you meet people. So why would you rule out a major fraction of how you will meet someone when it comes to maybe marriage, and you are of a marriageable age? It's not that you are still in the younger age.
Because I'm shy and I don't want to appear
like I'm desperate.
Okay,
exactly.
You will live with the person will live with their shyness. What I'm just trying to say is that if they could only take a minute to think that there's nothing wrong with the conversation. Now, your conduct in the conversation is what says that you are desperate or not the conversation. Not that somebody wants to talk to you. Now, if the person talks to you the first time, you can stay in your lady zone. Do you understand me? You can, no matter whether you like the person or you don't like the person, you can do it with finesse. You can stay in your lady zone. Let the man be the one calling, so that you can even use that to measure
his interest,
the level of likeness that the person has for you in the first place. Let's rule out the fact that maybe those who have clandestine intentions
will also
might want to. Yes. Let's leave that one. But for now, you want to measure. Okay, you've seen this person, you've had a discussion with the person, you think you like the person, but you can still remain in your lady zone the way you want it. You don't have to be desperate. If you are desperate, that means that's your nature. So a lady that is not desperate situation will not be desperate in whatever form she finds herself, in whatever position she finds herself. So you can still do it with a lot of finesse. So the issue is not about but to discount opportunities to have discussion with people who could potentially go into a relationship with you that might lead to marriage.
It's not wise.
Yeah, it's not wise.
Yes.
It's not wise. You are not taking advantage of the opportunities.
Okay, let's put it this way.
They say.
Yeah, come but once. Sometimes, let's put it this way. So maybe if you take yourself out of the equation and think about maybe it's my sister that I love so much, or my child, or my close friend. Because sometimes we do things for people that we love better than we do for ourselves. Do you realize that? Sometimes you are so emotional about something because you are the one involved. But if your sister was telling you, I'm in this situation and this is happening to me, and you're like, no way, you cannot allow that to happen to you, stop it. But many times when it's us, we will start to rationalize and think of so many different things. So maybe if we take ourselves out of the situation and think about what is the right thing to do here. Someone that I love is in this position. What is really the right thing for them to do here? Then we will see that it makes sense that if I'm of marriageable age, it's only sensible for me to expose myself to as many as many prospects
opportunities,
as possible. Yeah. There's no wisdom in acting shy and all that. Izzy, what was that thing you said before? You said because people from our part of the world, even when they're
no. I was trying to play the devil's advocate.
No, I would like you to say it again, just for.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
what was I even saying? Can I
That
remember?
even if they're interested, they might have been.
Yes. Most times, people are conditioned by the way they want to look, the way they want to present themselves,
or the way they were raised,
or the way we are raised. So this part of the world, we are raised to look like I'm not interested, look perfect, not even look perfect, be the lady. Don't go after what you want, sit there, to come to you if he's the right person, kind of mentality. So most times here, you see ladies not even, okay, let's say this guy has been calling, and he stops calling for a while, and you call once, you call twice, and you find the lady not continuing, feeling, what is he even feeling like? Does it, I don't want to appear like I'm the one going after him. Meanwhile, you have to go for what you want. If we go on a first date, for instance, or we speak once and twice, and I start finding this person appealing to me, I'll definitely give you a call if you don't give me a call. But I might not come out strong. I might say, how was your day? I just wanted to check on you. I didn't hear from you. But sometimes we have females not doing that in this part of the world. Why? Let me not look cheap. That's the term we always use here. So what they want, what they should do actually, someone is just there waiting. And that other person is another human being with feelings, feeling like a fool. Like, I've called you for a while. I expect to see your level of commitment before we kick it off. I'm saying this because I had a long distance relationship and I knew some things that I was doing at a time. Some friends were like, relax. And I'm like, I like this guy. Come on. I don't relax. I did my thing. It worked.
Okay.
It's been 30 years down the line.
We will have right. We will have this discussion fully as a total topic. I had said that there's a topic we should do. Like some guys say that they don't even, when a woman says no, they're going to disbelieve it because she may have been raised like this to say no even when she really means yes. So now that's a different discussion. But we have Richards here, and Richards is in the position of someone that we can say, okay, he's outside of North America, and he was having a conversation with guys who were thinking of moving to North America. But these guys are of marriageable age and they also want to get married. And so this discussion came up, and Richard talked to us. So I asked you, so how would you feel when a lady that you've been introduced to, or no, when we say this lady doesn't want to be introduced to you because she's afraid that she's suspecting that you have ulterior motives, that you just want to use her to get residency in Canada?
Because somebody might have good intention and maybe maybe a good Christian and nice family background and everything. But that, as the brother said, is kind of like a bandwagon. Someone have kind of poisoned the mind of people, kind of from social media. I see a lot. I won't mention the name of a particular one, what he was kind of busy doing, telling guys, don't bring your lady here. Once they are here, you will lose respect. They will not value you anymore. This and that. That's not good. There are good ones over there, outside, and there are good ones that have genuine intention to kind of make a home and hustle. There was a time kind of I met a lady online. We are flowing and everything was kind of getting to somewhere, and she knew that we are getting to somewhere. So when she kind of asked me, "Do you want to come to America?" I said, "Yes. Okay. If you should come to Nigeria or we meet in Nigeria, then I see your family and everything. We're gonna run tests, know our genotype and everything, know each other." So after that, she said, "Oh, I'm gonna go back. I know maybe why you are kind of coming to me is because of papers and everything." I genuinely love this lady. So when she now knew that maybe I'm buoyant and everything, now she said, "Okay, I have a tent in America. I don't wanna go there with you. I kind of want to buy a house. By then you come over." So she didn't know that I was ready kind of to hustle with her, make a home with her over there and everything. But she just, she was afraid and she canceled the whole thing. So, and the girlfriend was also helping her. He's coming for paper. So, this fine boy, he will leave you. He will leave you. So, I don't know. It's hard to believe that someone you met on.
That's actually true, Richard.
Okay. Richard, what I would say to maybe people who find themselves in this situation is that, you see, there's a lot of tact. There's also
a problem because Richard is actually a fine boy. That's true, because she will think when he gets here now.
Hold on. Let me say this. You see, let me tell you the issue. The two things that we're talking about, marriage and relocation, they are actually opposite poles. That's the truth. That's the problem. The moment you try to make opposite poles, you understand me, to work together like that, you understand me, it's always very difficult. One will always be in suspicion of the other. Now, why don't we go about it this way? Whether you met on a site or somebody introduced you or whatever happened, you met someone, you like the person. Whether you are 40 or you are 45, it doesn't matter. The first thing is the relationship with the person. Solidify the relationship with the person. Don't talk about, even if relocating is in your mind. But first and foremost, do I like this person enough to want to spend the rest of my life with the person? Do you understand? Is this person attractive to me? Attractiveness does not mean fine. It doesn't mean handsome or beautiful. Attractiveness is in a person.
Personality.
Is in a personality. So do I like this person enough to want to? Now, if we're both on the same page concerning that, you understand me? If we're on the same page concerning that, you must meet. The moment you're on the same page on, okay, I like you, you like me, oh, we can spend the rest of our lives together, then you meet. There's something meeting does. It either cements the relationship or it scatters the relationship, because that is when you most likely will know more about the person. Forget video and audio calls. So when you do that, when you meet, you can then face to face tell yourself, this is my plan. Are you okay with it? But to be doing all of this on the phone, because you don't know the experiential background of the person you're dealing with, as against your experiential background. You don't know what they've heard.
And they will see you through those lenses.
Every single thing that you do, say, or utter triggers something in them. When you start talking about all of these lifelong commitments over the phone. But when you meet the person, you see eyeball to eyeball. You probably meet their friends, their family, their siblings, whatever you can meet back home. Then you can begin to make concrete judgments and decision as to whether you really want to further with what you discussed before. You don't have to sleep with a person, because that's where a lot of people get themselves tangled up. Because if you're taking the relationship that far on video calls and audio calls, So then why, and you have not made a commitment, why must you sleep with the person? Because that's where people get their wires crossed. So the issue basically is that cement the relationship, meet the person, and then you can then decide on the lifelong, whether one person is going to move to one place or somebody is going to, that will be a discussion that you will have eyeball to eyeball.
That's very wise.
Discussion of the phone. And that's where people get it wrong. That's why you're suspicious. Oh, this one wants to get, and a lot of people have missed people who could have been their partner, and a lot of people have escaped those who could have scammed them. Because
the discussion was premature.
Yes.
That idea was premature.
You don't talk about marriage over the phone. You don't. It is the wrongest thing to do. And that's where a lot of people make the mistake.
Also, secondly,
let me come in as a lady. So let me assume. So, of course, Richard, your experiences are valid. I'm not invalidating anything. I was not there, of course. So I'm saying, if I were to put myself in that situation, I am talking with this man. I am an American citizen, basically a target or hot cake for papers. It is what it is, right? Yeah. And then I'm talking with this guy who would like to come to America. We seem to be flowing. My mind is open. I have an open mind. I speak for myself. So my mind is open. I'm chatting. And we seem to be flowing, right? The same thing, I totally agree with you. So you telling me, let's meet, yes. Since coming to America, it's a bit difficult with their visa and everything. We would have to meet somewhere. I could decide to take a trip to Dubai because it's a nice vacation spot, and we meet there. Or if I want or need to come to Nigeria, then we could go meet in Nigeria. But that meeting would be a meeting between the two of us to even see ourselves physically, to discuss more and all that. It wouldn't be a meeting for you see my family, I see your family. I wouldn't be interested in seeing your family at that point because I barely know you. And if you're pushing that on me, then it makes me suspicious. I speak for myself. It makes me like, what is the rush here? I begin to feel like, what is the rush here? So after that meeting, and then we can decide to, because when it comes to talking, especially, gosh, when all this long distance video phone, oh my God, a man can talk to you for 6 months and not say anything. How are you? Did you eat today? And I mean, I speak from experience. What did the air say now? When yeah. I tell people I don't take calls. What are you calling me for beyond 8 p.m.? And if I've spoken to you for 2 weeks and I'm not sure what it is you're saying.
You're not saying anything.
Yeah, you're not saying. And when I say saying anything, I don't mean you should propose to me because that's a red flag. You don't even know me. Right? Or, so some men just come off the bat, I want to marry you. You don't know me. How do you know that you want to marry me? Right? But when a conversation is not, it's in stages, right? It gets deeper and deeper. If it's not progressing like that, for me, right? So a conversation should progress, and at a certain point, we begin to define what it is we're looking for. We begin to tackle the deeper topics. We begin to talk about, if you jump from have you eaten to now saying, come and meet my parents. Oh my God. Honestly, I don't even have time for that sort of conversation. So you don't jump from basic to meet my parents in Nigeria. Now, Richard, I'm not saying that's what you did, but I'm saying what I would do. I'm also now taking the part of the lady to say it may not be her friend that discouraged her. I'm sure this is a grown lady that wants to marry, that has a mind of her own. It may just be so many factors and how we go about it. But we must acknowledge that, if she lives in America and she's a seat there, she's a target. I won't even say she's a hot cake. She's a target. And we must acknowledge that she has to look out for herself. And that's the truth. Right? So, okay, that's what I have to say.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing I'll say about relationships is that, Richard, can you mute because of the sound? One thing about relationships is that anytime that two people are meeting and somebody seems to be in a situation where they have something to benefit from the other person, then it's not on equal grounds. Then anything can happen at any time. Even if we manage to cross that barrier later on, I might be thinking, one of us might be thinking that we've been taken advantage of. Or the other person might also feel like when I do some things, they might feel like I'm doing it because I feel like I'm in this higher position. So if we're coming to start a relationship, we had better take out anything that's going to make it look like somebody is about to benefit something from the other person. That's why even you will see that lecturers are not supposed to have relationships with their students, right? A doctor and his patients, a lawyer and their clients, because you're in a position of, somebody is in a position of benefiting or having an advantage over the other. So if we're going to connect two people that are apart like this, and one person starts to talk about, I would like to relocate here, then that brings up a red flag. So I think we will rearrange the meeting to just be that I'm looking for a partner. I'm interested in having a partner, and it's also good for both parties, because even the woman can be a dangerous person. She could be a crazy person. She's Coco, She could be a killer. She could be anything. And she could be someone that if you even meet, by the time you arrive, she starts monitoring you and you lose your life, So both parties will be aware of it's just, let me get to know this other person, right? So Richard, do you think
in Richard's, let me not say defense, okay. Looking at it also, I don't think the first few days discussion, sometimes what is getting to know the next person better. Just like Onye said, the first day can be, how are you? What did you eat today? How was your day? But if a relationship must grow, it progresses. And then with every day, there should be sincerity and openness. There should be transparency. Even if you're not transparent, you might seem to appear transparent to a point that the next person can trust you. Trust builds relationship. So if we're moving on and gradually you're asking me my future plans, what's your plan for tomorrow? I might, if I'm the guy, be able to open up and say, oh yeah, I might have to relocate. I've been thinking about it for a while. I think it's just how it is said sometimes, when it is said and how the person perceives it. Even in the first 1 month, it might not be bad, because we can't be doing, I went jogging. Did you go, how was work today? We build relationship with concrete talks, future plans. Somebody wants to know how you think, what your plans are, because if in the first 3 weeks this person does not look like he has a plan for himself that he's willing to share, so that I know where he stands in life, or he can figure himself out, then, because if we're in this long distance relationship, or we're getting into that, I want to know how this is going to work. What's the plan? Is he speaking on the phone for how long?
Oh, but that's one of the
gradually
reasons.
These are things that will come up. So I think it's sometimes how things are said can cause miscommunication.
So in the defense of the guys, I think that may be one of the reasons why they're also thinking, if I don't let this person know ahead of time that I want to move there, they might actually be asking themselves, why would I even be serious about discussing with him? Because I live here, So sometimes maybe that's why the guy is thinking, let me let her know that I intend to move. Sometimes it's not really because, it's not always because they want to take advantage of her, right? Could be that, let me just let her know.
Sometimes it's just, let me not even lose her. Let her know that I have plans,
I have plans.
It won't be this long.
Because that must happen. I'm sure that happens in some instances.
Overall, just like most principles in life, try not to put the cart before the horse. Some things are more important than some. And it is your job as an adult to know
read the room.
What is important is your relationship with the person. That should be the irrespective of the fact that you might have a long-term plan to relocate. But the first thing, maybe if you're dealing with a very stupid woman or someone who does not use their brain, but if you're and that is one thing abroad does not allow you to do, not to use your brain. Abroad will make you use your brain even if you were not using it before. So yes, so the issue basically is that, let there be a connection.
Sorry, please, I want you to say that again, and I want to spotlight you while you're saying that. Please say it again.
Which one should I say?
Even if you were not
abroad, letting you use your brain.
Even if you were not using your brain before, when you come abroad will make you use your brain. Because you won't have a choice. You won't be able to take your left from your right. You understand?
Oh,
but overall, what I'm trying to say is that you must know what comes first. In life, there is always what comes first. What comes first is your relationship with the person. How do you guys strike? As in, how do you strike each other? What's the chemistry? Do you understand me? And when you're able to, the moment you get that chemistry, and you see, one, the lady, she looks like, she's attracted to me. She might not be the finest, you understand, or the most beautiful woman. You know, as they say, beauty is in the eyes of a beholder. But I like her. And you must tell yourself the truth. The truth, sometimes there's a lot of hypocrisy. You understand? Also on the part of some of the people. So what you do is that the moment you have, and you can see that, okay, the level of affection or interest, it might not be affection, it might be interest. You understand me? That the person is showing is also at least somehow commensurate to what you are showing. It shows that he or she is reciprocating. So from then, the next thing you want to do is that you want to cement it with a face-to-face meeting. I will keep saying to people, do not invite anybody you have never met abroad. You will be making one of the best. You can do whatever you want, but make sure you meet the person. Make sure you meet human being to human being. At least spend a minimum of a week together. As in I'm not saying in the same room, so that, certain things will not happen. But the bottom line of it is only then that you should then begin to commit to having a lifetime relationship with the person. Any other thing will be putting the cart before the horse.
Richard, do you want to respond to any of these?
He said that, you should never invite someone, okay, you met maybe online or something, without seeing the person post. Some kind of partners could reach an agreement of destination where they want to meet each other. It might be from the lady's side.
Yeah.
So the guy might, suggest to meet in his side, but the lady insists that they meet on her side, thereby inviting you over. Invitation doesn't mean that you once you come over, you now have the paper and you're in charge. No, you can just come, see the person, because you guys are already compatible through chat, and the flow is there. You can now invite the person if it's on the lady's side. But if it happens to be on the guy's side, the lady should come over. Then maybe have fun, move around, but not sex, kind of have fun, talk to each other, soul to soul talk, kind of. Doesn't mean that if you're inviting someone over, that means you are giving the person the green light to stay over there. No. So that's the point I want to,
right. So
yeah. But picking from his point, but picking from his points, we know that so many people go for one thing and then japa, exactly. And it's on your record that you brought them in. So that's another fear that people might have, and is valid.
The safest place to meet is actually the safest place to meet is actually a neutral ground or back home.
On a neutral ground, exactly.
If you are abroad,
well, that's true.
Move back home or meet at a neutral ground. If one party is in Nigeria, then maybe the other person should come home. Most Nigerians can always come home, irrespective. We can always get a Nigerian passport.
Exactly.
African.
All right.
You understand? So, that's what I will advise. Don't invite people to a place where you seem officially committed.
Right. So we're almost out of time. So are we is there anything else? Do we need to continue this somewhere? Is there anything else that you want to touch on before we close? Anybody?
I think we treated the topic.
I think we
I think
talked,
we've done justice to
touched on a
it.
lot of things, right?
Yeah.
So we can close now. So Richard, I will talk with you right after I finish this. All right. So thank you for, where is it? Okay. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Diaspora Lounge. I hope that this has been helpful and we've answered some questions that you might have. And if there's anything else, meet us in the comments. All right. Bye-bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.